guys. Today, we're going to be talking about video games. And I thought that I would do it, like ASMR, like the whole entire time. No, just kidding. We're not going to do that. So, yeah, Temperistic here, back again. Let's get the mic out of the camera view there. And, I thought today we would talk about 2025 and all the games that are going to be coming out and what we're going to be playing on the channel and what we're not going to be playing. But I know some people are going to be excited about games that I'm not excited about. So yeah, I thought I'd cover the bases, cover everything what's going on. My voice might sound I might sound like I went to a concert last night, but no. I think what happened is I've just been talking a lot. I talk a lot every single day. I talk a lot at my job. I talk a lot when I stream. I talk a lot when I make YouTube videos. So with all that talking, I think my voice box just finally gave out. It kind of sounded better last night, and then it just died again. I don't know what's going on. I'm not in any pain in whatsoever. I know some other streamers that, because they talk so much, they had to go to the doctor because they were in pain, and they developed like polyps on their vocal cords or something like that. But I mean, if I'm not in any pain, I don't really have a reason to go to the doctor. I know there's tons of people. I actually know personally some people that they just always sound like it, that their voice box is always just dead for whatever reason. So if I'm not in any pain, I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah, that's why I sound like this. No, I didn't go to a concert. No, I haven't been screaming and yelling. This is, just out of the blue what has happened. So just why I sound like this. So without further ado, this might be a long video, but we're going to be talking about video games the whole entire time. So let's get to it. I got my notes right here. And yeah, so 2025, we are 1 month through the year, and so far we've had some, fun time playing video games. Indiana Jones, release, and that game has been just so much fun. I've loved every minute of it. It definitely, I think it's based off of the first movie, especially in the first hour of the game, and you get chased. I mean, it's basically like copied the first scene of the movie and put it into the game, and you get chased by the boulder and everything. But the game has been fun. It's awesome. You got hand-to-hand combat. You can sneak around the whole entire map, being stealthy. Everything around the map is basically something that you can pick up and use as a weapon. So the game's been phenomenal. Other games that I've been playing, I finished the Phantom Liberty DLC for Cyberpunk 2077. That was fantastic. That was awesome. I'm not trying to 100% of the game, but games like that where it's open world and it has a lot of stuff on the map, I try to just clean up the map as much as I can. So I'm going to be doing all the NCPD little side things. I'm going to be doing the side missions, the side main missions, all that stuff. But I'm not going to do everything. I'm not going to collect all the tarot cards. I'm not going to search for all the secrets and stuff like that, because I want to I got other games. I still have to finish the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 campaign. I still have to finish High on Life. What else? I still have to. Oh yeah, I barely played Avatar, the game that came out. That is it's based off the movie, but it's not based off the movie. So I gotta play that game too. I gotta do Doom Eternal. I barely played Doom Eternal. I gotta play that game and finish that before the next one comes out in May. So I got a lot of stuff on the backlog going on. And if I try to 100% every game, it's just I'm not gonna make it. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so first things first. I didn't play these games because they were exclusive to PlayStation 5. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Spider-Man 2 recently came to PC. Just to let you guys know. They came to actually last week. They both of them came to
PC. So if you're interested in that, you can find those on Steam. Next up is a game that I am not going to really be interested in, but we've got Avowed. Comes out on February 18th. I believe the game has been in like beta for a long time, but anyway, there's not much to say about Avowed. It's just your standard RPG game at low frames. It honestly doesn't look that good to me. So yeah, take it for what you will. Monster Hunter Wilds comes out February 28th. I played. I think I played the last one. I didn't play the first one. I put the last one, right? Didn't really have a good first impression on me, because the game had a lot of issues with connecting to the Xbox Live servers. I don't know what was going on, but you had to go to like a certain area on the map. You had to like climb up to the ship, and that was the only area that you could go to try to connect with your friends, so guys could play co-op, because Monster Hunter Wilds is a co-op game. I would assume you're gonna be, pretty bored playing Monster Hunter Wilds if you just play by yourself. It's meant to be played with 3 other people, and you guys take down huge monsters together, and that's what makes the game fun, and that's why so many people enjoy it. But I didn't really have a very good experience because of the connection issues. Same reason why I barely touched GTA 5 Online is because, when the game first came out, it's got to have a good first impression on me. If it doesn't do that, then I'm going to uninstall the game, and I'm not going to touch it ever again, pretty much. Even though I've given GTA 5 Online multiple chances every time, it just lets me down with just the horrible servers and not being able to find games, and when I do, people quit and all that stuff. And anyway, so that is pretty much the experience that I had with Hunter Wilds. It had the GTA 5 Online effect on me, where I couldn't connect with my friends, and when we did, somebody lagged out, and it just wasn't a good experience. But I'm sure other people have different experiences, which is why they're making another one, because the last one was so popular. So that comes out February 28th, if you are interested. Next game is definitely out of my wheelhouse when we're talking about the genre. It's called Fragpunk. It comes out March 6th. Basically, it is a 5v5 fast-paced version of Counter-Strike with a little twist. And the twist is you get to use cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like Magic cards, like Pokemon cards, stuff like that. Each card has its own ability. You throw the card out there, and it does stuff like make the enemy's heads bigger, so it's easier to hit them in the head. Other stuff it could do, you could have a card that could make it to where you can teleport. You could have a card that makes it so you're really small and hard to shoot, stuff like that. So it's supposed to be a fun kind of fast-paced Counter-Strike game with a little bit of RNG in it with the cards. I've seen gameplay; it does look fun, but the Counter-Strike, what do you call them? Like strategy shooting games where you have to, just sit in place and wait. That's just not my thing. The only game that I can really think of where I enjoyed it was like PUBG. But even now, like, to me, that's not going to be fun, just because, especially after playing Apex Legends, PUBG just like isn't, at not quite my tempo, is what I'm trying to say with other games that I'm playing. So, not really into those slow. I can't think of what genre it is. Tactical shooters. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so Counter-Strike, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, just not my cup of tea. Next game up, in my wheelhouse are sports games. MLB The Show 25 comes out March 18th for any baseball fans out there. And then the game next is definitely in my wheelhouse. I've played every single one of them. I'm probably going to play every single one of them until the day I die. Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out March 20th. This Assassin's Creed game is going to be set in Japan. You're going to be able to play as either a aggressive, huge samurai dude, and he's going to have this like really huge blunt weapon that you can use to break down walls, destroy the environment, but also he's going to have something that's similar to a musket, but it's not a musket because the musket came out at the time that this is set in. Off the top of my head, I don't know the year that this is going to be set in. I want to say maybe like 1865 or something like that, but that could be wrong. And then the other character that you can play as is a female kunoichi, I believe, and that is going to be where where you're going to pick this character to be stealthy if you want to kind of have the standard Assassin's Creed experience, where she's fast, she's quick, she's silent, things like that, and she's going to have like kunai and shurikens and things like that to kill the enemies. This game was supposed to come out in November. It got delayed until February, and now it got delayed until March 20th. And hopefully it's going to be good, and I'm excited for it. Because the last Assassin's Creed game, the one set in Baghdad, Mirage, wasn't really a full Assassin's Creed game. It was kind of a game that, because at the end of Valhalla kind of left, some questions out there that didn't get answered, and Mirage was there to, kind of fill the gaps and stuff like that. It was almost like a DLC. It was fun. Baghdad was cool. Didn't really get to use my mount too much. I think they left a little bit to be desired out in the wilderness. They could have done so much more with that. Wasn't really the best Assassin's Creed game. Especially since they took away a lot of the weapons. Like in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you had flails, you had axes, you could dual wield. You had like 20, 30 different weapons at your disposal, and I believe you could even pick up your enemy's weapon when you killed them. But in Mirage, you only had like 5 different weapons. It wasn't. The graphics were phenomenal, but it just it wasn't the top tier Assassin's Creed experience that I expect, But I do hear about Assassin's Creed Shadows is they are kind of stepping away from the hack and slash style Assassin's Creed games that we've learned to enjoy. From Origins was the first one, and then you had Odyssey, and then Valhalla, and Mirage was kind of a mixture, but started to go back to the original Assassin's Creed game where you're more stealthy, and the game punishes you a little bit if you purposely try to not be stealthy. But next up, we have Killing Floor 3. Comes out March 25th. Never played it, but I know it's a huge game for a lot of people. Basically, all you need to know about it is you just mow down zombies. That's pretty much all you need to know. There's a little bit of story to it, but Killing Floor 3 is kind of like Left 4 Dead, where you get together with your buddies. It's a co-op zombie killing game, and it's gory, and weapons are awesome, and that's basically it. Next up on the list, we have Atomfall, coming out March 27th. This one is a little bit interesting, kind of came out of the blue, but it's a survival game. It's set in a alternate history in the 1960s. I believe it has like a German feel to it, with Nazis. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe that it was going for in the trailers. With you have these huge mechs walking around. But I believe the area that you're going to be playing in is like a fictional northern England, which has been ravaged by radioactive waste. So I've seen some of the gameplay, and it's a first-person shooter, but it kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones, where like half of the game you're going to be picking up weapons around you and doing close quarters combat, and then the other half you've got guns and stuff that you can pick up. So I'm probably not going to be playing it. I've seen the gameplay. It just I got other games to play, and I don't want to pick up a new game unless I'm really into it, because like I said, I have a lot of games that I haven't finished. The next game I am very excited for. I wouldn't say the genre is out of my wheelhouse, because I've played games like Pokemon and other games where it's turn-based, because this next game is turn-based. It's called Expedition 33. It's coming out April 24th, 2 days before my birthday, and it is a turn-based action, RPG kind of S game. If you don't know what turn-based is, basically it's exactly what it sounds like. You take your turn, then your opponent takes a turn. It's kind of like Gears Tactics or XCOM or Baldur's Gate 3, where you don't move your characters around, but after you take your turn, then the computer takes their turn, and you guys get it. It's like a chess match. But it's more like Pokemon, whereas you don't move around, you do your move, and then your opponent doesn't move, and then it ends with whoever dies. And that's what Expedition 33 is going to be about. But it does have a really interesting story behind it, where, as far as I know, I haven't seen the trailer in a year since last E3. It's not called E3 anymore. But there's this painter or whatever, some kind of painter. I don't know if it's like a demon or whatever. And every year she paints a new number, and if that number is your age, then that person just dies and turns into ash around the spot. So the whole entire point of the game is you are trying to go to the painter and kill her, so nobody has to die ever again. So it's an interesting story that no one's ever really done before, but I don't really play turn-based games, so I'm excited for this one. Outside of the gameplay, you get to explore like it's a normal open-world RPG. So yeah, it looks a lot of fun. Next up is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages, which is going to be the third installment in the revamp of Doom. We had the first one, Doom 2016, which was awesome. Doom Eternal, which kind of went back to the arcade, vibe of Doom games, and I barely played it, but I got to finish it before May 15th. But Doom: The Dark Ages is going to be a prequel to the first Doom 2016 game, and it's going to show, what the, Doom's not really been a game for story. There's been a lot of dialogue in the new Doom games, but mostly it's just you play as this huge soldier guy that got endowed with powers, and he's just a menace to the demons and everything, and he has huge guns and different finishes and stuff like that. I've seen the gameplay; it's awesome. The one thing about the gameplay that I do have to nitpick, though, is it did look like they're moving away from the finishers, it's kind of like Mortal Kombat, where you win, but it says finish him, and you can either just punch the enemy and they fall over, or you can do a huge, exciting finishing move. I think they're taking away the huge, exciting finishing moves from the new Doom game, because I didn't see any in the gameplay. And it looks like, to finish an enemy, you just punch them and they die, so that's going to be disappointing if that is the case. But other than that, the game looks phenomenal. There's a dragon that you can fly around on. There's a huge mech suit that you can get into to fight these skyscraper huge demons. And you have this shield that you can throw and block with and parry. And then you have all these other guns. One gun, which is probably going to be my favorite, is it loads like skulls into it, and it crushes them up and shoots the crushed up bones at enemies. And I don't know how they come up with the ideas of these guns. They've come up with so many guns with the past few games that they just keep coming up with ideas, and I don't know. But the game looks phenomenal. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it has multiplayer. I've always loved the Doom multiplayer because it's similar to Quake. If you ever played Quake, Quake multiplayer is kind of like how I wish 33 Industries would have gone with the Halo gameplay. Instead of taking things from Call of Duty, I wish they would have just increased the player trait speed, so we're just zooming around the map without having to sprint and all that. And I think it would have added to the competitiveness of the game, but that's not really here nor there. But next game, which is and one reason why I'm excited about doing this video is before I gotta do my research, I gotta make sure that if I say a game comes out on this day, am I right? So I did a bit of research before this video, and I found a little gem. I found a couple little gems that I didn't know were coming out. So I'm glad I did this because now I know that the House of the Dead 2 remake comes out in spring of this year, which I didn't even know. I just watched the trailer and it looks fantastic. They already remade the first House of the Dead. It came out a couple years ago. I played it. It was awesome. If you guys ever went to Dave & Buster's or Family Fun Center, which is now called Boomers, or any arcades recently, or even within the last 10 days, because the House of the Dead games are really, really old. They're usually right next to the Time Crisis games in the arcade, or the Jurassic Park or Star Wars games, if you've ever played those. And they're just basically zombie games. Not really too much story going on with them. They do have a little something, but it's mainly just getting. Sometimes if you're by yourself, you can grab both guns. And I remember on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it was free to go in the arcade. You didn't even need to bring quarters. You just press the button, you could play for free. If you die, you just hit the button again, and it would let you, and it was awesome. You would. I think it was like $20, and for the whole day, you could play for free. It was awesome. But House of the Dead has a special place in my heart. The first one was amazing. The second one was amazing. The third, fourth, and fifth one I've played. I don't think I finished any of them. But I've played the shit out of the first and second House of the Dead. And they are just awesome. The second one is my favorite because it's longer. It has more bosses. And I think it's more difficult. And obviously it's going to be harder to play these kinds of games with a controller because these games are meant to be played with actual, makeshift guns that are connected to the game in your hand. And in order to reload, you would, look off the screen and pull the trigger. And even with Time Crisis, that game was a lot of fun too, because you had this metal plate at your foot that you would press down to get out of cover and let go to go back into cover. And I hope they remake those games and bring them over to Xbox or whatever. But yeah, if you haven't played any of the House of the Dead games, the first one is remade already, and I believe it's on every platform. The second one is also going to be on every platform, and it comes out in spring 2025, so that is going to be a lot of fun. I saw the trailer. It looks amazing. They reskinned everything, and yeah, it's going to be very exciting. And see, next up is going to be another zombie game that is huge from Techland. It is going to be Dying Light: The Beast, which is supposed to come out this summer. Now, this is not going to be a sequel to Dying Light 2 Still Human, which came out recently. This is more so going to be a sequel to the first Dying Light. It's going to be a standalone game. It's going to be featuring Kyle Crane from the first game, and it's going to be 13 years after the events of the first game. I never played the first Dying Light game. I know that a lot of people like it more than the second one because in the second one they kind of hold your hand. And in the first one, nighttime is a lot more dangerous than the second one. And it looks like in this one right here, I saw the gameplay trailer, and you actually get to drive vehicles for the first time, which you couldn't do in the first or second one, because Dying Light is all about parkour. It's about wall running. You get all these different abilities in the tier tree that help you climb buildings, run faster, double jump, things like that. And and it looks like this one is going to go back to what made the first one so popular, which is, nighttime. You don't want to be out, but you do want to go out because that is when you get the best loot, is at nighttime. But that's when the zombies, they get faster, scarier. That's when the big dudes come out, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm surprised it's gonna come out this summer. I haven't even heard about it. I would think it would be coming out next year, but I'm all for it. Next up is a game that I'm not going to be getting. I haven't played any of them. I think I played the demo, one of the demos on the 360. But Ninja Gaiden 4 comes out this fall. I think they remade the second one that recently came out in January, and then Ninja Gaiden Rage or something like that came out recently as well. So Ninja Gaiden is getting all the love right now. If you don't know anything about it, it's basically similar to Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, or even Metal Gear Rising, if you played that game, which is a lot of fun, but it's much harder. A lot of people think that it is kind of like Dark Souls games, but it's not. You basically play as a ninja, hence the name, and it's a very, very fast-paced game. You need reaction time, you need a lot of awareness, button combos, all that stuff. Very gory, very flashy. It's a fun game and stuff like that. But yeah, that comes out this fall. And now we are going to move on to the games that are supposed to come out this year, but we don't have a release date right now for them. The first one, obviously, that we're going to be talking about is GTA 6. The trailer came out last December, right? No, the trailer for GTA 6 came out December of 2023, I think, right? I might be wrong here. No, I think I'm right, because I don't think the trailer came out 2 months ago, right? Okay, I gotta look this up because this is bugging me. Let's see here. GTA 6 trailer. When did that come out? Yeah, 2023. Okay, I'm like, wait a minute, it wasn't 2 months ago. Okay, yeah. So GTA 6, we have nothing for it other than this trailer. We know it's going to be set in Miami. We know it's going to be awesome. We know we're going to have alligators. We know it's going to be kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde game. We don't know if we're going to be able to play as both a female and male. We don't know if it's going to be like GTA 5 where we can switch between them and they're going to have their own missions, or if it's going to be kind of like other games where, your first playthrough you're going to play as the dude, your second playthrough you can play as the chick. We don't know too much about it. They still have the banner. They still have the banner on their YouTube channel saying that it's coming out in 2025, even though a lot of websites are saying that it's getting delayed until 2026. I'm expecting it to get delayed until 2026, just because I know it's a huge game. We've waited 10 years for it, but I mean, I can't even imagine how big GTA 6 is going to be compared to GTA 5. I can't even imagine what the graphics are going to look like. I mean, this game is going to be phenomenal. I will say though, don't expect GTA 6 to be as good as GTA. I mean, because GTA 5 is a masterpiece. Like, how can you do better than GTA 5? I mean, the game is still being played by hundreds of thousands of people every single day. It's peak. It is just the standard for video games. It's just like, how is Red Dead Redemption 3 going to be better than the second one? So I'm going to keep an open mind going into it. I'm going to say it's going to be a good game, but I'm not going to expect it to be better than the fifth one. I don't think anybody should either. I think that we should just put the fifth one to the side while we're playing the sixth one and just enjoy it for what it is, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of awesome missions where we can even, I'm thinking we can even go parasailing and things like that, because, Miami is surrounded by a huge ocean and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff to do in the water. But yeah, GTA 6 is just going to be insane. The servers are going to go down day one, I'm expecting, because everyone and their dog and their grandma, I mean, this game is going to be insanely huge. And I'm waiting for it. I'm here for it. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Another game that is going to be awesome is Perfect Dark. If you remember on the Xbox 360, Perfect Dark was you played as this, female redhead, and you're basically an agent, basically a female version of 007. And you go on stealth missions, and it's a first-person shooter. I played the demo on the 360 for one of them, and as far as I remember, I thought it was cool. I don't know; it was a long time ago. But the gameplay trailer for Perfect Dark that came out last year was, I think it came out last year, was awesome. The graphics were phenomenal. No info on it. It's supposed to come out this year sometime, but it is a stealthy first-person shooter game. And yeah, that's all we know. Next game is near and dear to my heart. I know a lot of people are, not too excited about it for, good reasons, but Borderlands 4 comes out this year. It's going to be just your standard Borderlands experience, a lot of new weapons, new characters, awesome, funny dialogue. I'm sure Claptrap is going to be in it once again. The reason why people aren't excited for it is because, people want something new. A lot of people didn't like the third one. I love the third one. I thought the story was cool, how they had, the twins that could take powers from, what are they called? The sirens? Is that what they're called? The sirens or something? They have like powers, tattoos on them and stuff like that. And then they could absorb people's powers, and I don't know. I thought it was a cool story. Borderlands 3 was awesome. I played all 4 DLCs. I would highly recommend the game or the DLCs. I thought the DLCs were better than the original game. If you haven't played the third one, I highly recommend it. Borderlands 4, I saw the trailer. It's got a little bit of gameplay in it, but mainly it's just a cinematic trailer, and the world looks cool, looks awesome, and just like Assassin's Creed, I'm probably going to be buying Borderlands games until the day I die. Next up is going to be another PlayStation exclusive. It's going to be Death Stranding 2 on the beach. The first one got mixed reviews. I didn't play it because I don't have a PlayStation, but from what I know Death Stranding is on the Xbox now. They brought it over. But from my understanding, Death Stranding 2 is, you play as this dude. I forget what his name is, but he's in The Walking Dead. But you play as this dude, and you basically have a baby on your back or something like that, and you run around. You've got ladders, and I don't know. You basically play as a delivery person while you have to avoid these alien creatures or whatever. And that's all I know. And then somehow the Monster Energy drink is incorporated in the game somehow. But other than that, I know nothing about it. Other than that, it is a third-person game. I don't even know if you can use guns in that game or whatever. Next up on the list, we have Fable. Fable, which a lot of people have been waiting for. I never played the original Fable games on the 360. I haven't even seen gameplay. I don't even know what they look like. We saw a little tiny bit of gameplay in the most recent Fable trailer. You play as this female character, and as far as I know, it's your typical RPG game where you explore. You're probably going to be fighting monsters. I think it's kind of like Dragon Age in a way. where you have a sword, you have a shield, and you're probably gonna have like a tier tree where you level up, and I don't know if you're gonna have a team with you or whatever, but I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm gonna try it out, but we don't know when it's gonna come out. It's supposed to come out this year. Next up is going to be Gears of War E-Day, which is going to be a prequel to everything Gears of War related. E-Day is when everything went down, when you had the locusts come from underground and everything. You're going to be playing, as far as we know, you're going to be playing as a young Marcus. And Dom is back. He is back. You're going to be having a young Dom with you. The E-Day trailer was phenomenal. It was fantastic. It looked amazing. And it ended with Marcus, Phoenix, and Dom looking out into a city that is being destroyed and ravaged. You can see corpses, running around everywhere, and I'm sure it's going to be amazing. It's supposed to come out sometime this year. We don't know when. My one hope for Gears of War E-Day is they bring the traditional Horde mode back. It's one of my favorite. And I think it was Gears of War 2 that brought Horde in, and it was just phenomenal. Now with the Horde game, the Horde game mode in Gears of War 4 and 5, they kind of turned it into a strategy little thing, but not really my thing. I would rather them just have the traditional Gears of War 2 Horde mode, where just you don't set anything up. You just get weapons and have all these creatures come at you and mow them down, and don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. I'm excited for Gears of War. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. Another game that I'm not gonna get and I've never played. I have kind of played games like this. It's gonna be called Little Nightmares 3. Basically, it's a puzzle horror game made by Supermassive Games. If you don't know who Supermassive Games are, they've made the Until Dawn games, or the Quarry games, where you play as you switch around between characters, but basically the story goes where you are with a group of teens, and you can switch between all of them. And your choices will either save them or get them killed. And the games are awesome. I probably should play some of them, actually. Technically, I did play one of them. The newest one was they collaborated with Dead by Daylight, or Behavior, the studio that makes Dead by Daylight. And they made The Casting of Frank Stone, which I played. It was an amazing game. A little short, which was longer, but it was an amazing game. Getting back to Little Nightmares 3, basically you play, I don't know if you play as a male or female, but it's just a little character that you play as, and it's kind of like a side-scroller, but while you're playing as this little small character, going around the map, you have puzzles, and, you have these huge, chef-like creatures that are chasing you if they see you and things like that. If you've ever played games like Limbo or Inside or the new one called Somerville, it is very similar to that. And then next game, which is going to be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, is going to be a game that people have been waiting for since 2007, 18 years ago. It's going to be Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I've played a couple of the Metroid games before, on the GameCube and then on the DS, and they've always been fun. And of course, I've played as Samus in the Super Smash Bros. Games. But basically, you play, and it's so funny because when Metroid was a lot more popular back in the day, when Halo was coming out between 2001 and 2010, everyone thought that Samus was Master Chief, and for the longest time, people didn't know that Samus was a female because didn't really take her helmet off. If you don't know anything about Metroid Prime, basically you play as a suited character with armor around you, kind of like the Master Chief. You have a gun. You have a gun that's a blaster. You can jump up and turn into a ball and drop bombs and things like that. But as far as I know, as long as they haven't changed anything, it's going to be kind of like a side scroller where you have puzzles and things like that, awesome bosses to fight, and it's a kind of like a side scroller shooting game. Games similar to it, but also kind of different, are Halo Spartan Assault or Halo Spartan Strike. And then the last game we're going to talk about is going to be the Halo 1 remake that is supposed to be coming out. So with the new Unreal Engine 5 that 343 Industries, now known as Halo Studios, is going to be using, now we know, we obviously know now that they are pretty much decommissioning the Slipspace engine, which is kind of funny because when the huge trailer for Halo Infinite came out, they didn't really, it wasn't really a trailer for Halo Infinite. It was a trailer for the Slipspace engine, and they showed, lots of animals that we didn't see in Halo Infinite, like rhinos and deer and things like that, and they were just kind of showing off what the capabilities are of the Slipspace engine. The engine is complete shit. If you played Halo Infinite, if you've played the previous Halo games and then you've played Halo Infinite, you can see how bad the particle effects are. Like if you shoot there, let's say there's a bunch of enemy. Now I'm not talking about the campaign because the campaign is better when we're talking about the engine and what it does. I'm talking about the multiplayer. Let's say there's 3 enemy Spartans just standing in like a triangle formation, right? You shoot a rocket in the middle, it's going to kill all of them. Their bodies just disappear, whereas their bodies are supposed to go flying and do the ragdoll effects and things like that. The bodies just disappear. The rocket hits the ground. It does this weird cartoonish, Fortnite animation, and it's just like, you compare it to the explosions in Halo 2 and 3. When we're talking about rocket explosions, plasma grenade, frag grenade, spike grenade, whatever explosions, it's just like, how do explosions from almost 20 years ago look so much better than the ones that just came out? It's just like what are we trying to do with the animation? I know you're trying to appeal to a younger generation, but it's like you're making it too cartoonish. You still want the older generations to buy your games. Anyway, that's why they're going with Unreal Engine 5, which, it hasn't been out too long. A lot of games are going to be using it now, which is awesome because that just means the graphics are going to look that much better. But we don't know too much about the Halo 1 remake. We don't know if they're going to retcon a bunch of stuff. We just know that it's coming out. People think it's going to be coming out in 2026, and we're going to be getting a gameplay trailer at the Xbox showcase this summer. I hope we do. But we don't even know why they're making a Halo 1 remake. But I'm down. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna try it out. Hopefully, it's not just campaign and it has multiplayer. If it has online multiplayer, that is going to be huge. For kind of revitalizing the Halo franchise, but that is going to do it. If I missed any games that are coming out, shoot it down in the comment section below. I am always excited for new games coming out and stuff like that. Let's see where we're at here. 43 minutes. All right, not bad. I just kind of wanted to make this video so we could get our ducks in a row. And, I'm going to be... a lot of these games going to be playing on the channel. The first initial impression I'm going to be getting, on the channel. And then after that, I'll be streaming it live on twitch.tv/Temperistic. A lot of good stuff came out this year. This is, going to be a good year for video games. I'm excited for them. So, I appreciate you sticking by me here as we discuss these awesome games coming out. I will be live here within the next couple hour or two, and I'm going to be finishing Cyberpunk. Finally, finishing Cyberpunk. I just hit over 100 hours on the game. It has been an awesome experience. But yeah, we're going to be finishing that, and then probably moving on over to the Call of Duty 6 campaign and finishing that up. So if you want, you can head on over to twitch.tv/Temperistic, and come chill with me, and we'll have a good time. Probably playing some more Dead by Daylight as well. So yeah, hope you're excited for all these video games coming out as I am, and I will catch you on the next one.